Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys a brand new video today. Today we're going to be talking about Grookey and Grookey's evolutions in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And this is a pretty perplexing and interesting Pokemon here in terms of what it is going to evolve into, what the typing is going to be, and what its final form is going to look like. So in this video, we're going to break all of that down. You guys seem to love this when I did it for SOBBLE, so hopefully you guys are excited for Grookey as well. And I want to see the Grookey gang turn up, man. Let me know if you're the Grookey gang in the comment section below. Hit that like button down below, and definitely be sure to subscribe if you guys are new for daily Pokemon content, man. And if you missed our SOBBLE video, you can check that out as well. That's going to be in the description below. But of course, we're going to be going through all the different variations of some cool art for Grookey's evolution, what it may turn into in terms of typing and design, and really everything in between. And I'm super excited to chat about Grookey because at first glance, Grookey was probably my favorite of the three starters just from my first take, but I actually really like all three, but I really need to see what those evolutions are going to look like, man. I really do. As always, you can check out the description below as well to see all the artists, but I have made a pretty diligent effort to put them on the screen throughout this video. So let's talk what we know about Grookey so far. So all we've seen is that he bangs his little stick from his hair onto a rock, and that makes grass grow back. The grass that Scorbunny had scorched, he makes it grow back, and then he promptly runs up a chimney stack and stands on top of the world looking over the Galar region. So that's really the only information we have about Grookey. There's a lot of theories though surrounding its evolution and what it's gonna be, and one of the main theories that I've kind of gravitated towards is the three starters all share a trio essentially of Grookey being the musician, Scorbunny being the athlete, and SOBBLE being the theater, or kind of like the actor, actress, in some sort of a way. So the idea of Grookey having some sort of tie to music is very interesting, especially since it was banging like a drum on that rock. However, there's a lot of theories and fan arts regarding Grookey being revolved around sports and cricket, or perhaps another sport, baseball, or whatever you may want to call it. I'm really excited to chat. So let's jump into the first of the designs here. So this one's really cool. I really like this one. This one basically takes the idea that he's going to take the little headpiece and he's actually going to stand on it and roll on it, and maybe even use it as a weapon. Now, in terms of typings for Grookey, my guess right now is that Grookey is going to evolve into one of a handful of things: dark type, fighting type, rock type, and ground type. I would say that those are probably the ones that I'm getting the vibes of. I'm not really seeing dragon coming out of Grookey. I'm not really seeing, you know, I don't know, bug coming from Grookey. I'm not really seeing, you know, fairy coming from Grookey, although I guess it could be like a fairy shaman or something, but you know, I'm not really anticipating those typings. So when I think about the typings, fighting, dark, ground, rock, those seem to be what the general consensus is right now. But if you guys have any further thoughts, you can let me know in the comment section below as always, man. But I really like this design. This one's really cool. I love the fact that its tail turns into a tree branch. He's got this big headpiece, almost like Simi Sage in a way. And you know, I love the fact that that little rod ends up becoming this big kind of log that it maybe uses to attack, or maybe uses as just kind of a way to have a little bit more speed or kind of mobility around. So definitely a really cool design there. This one I love. This is Trainer Matt's, and he's basing it off of the whole idea of like cricket or baseball or whatever, and I love this middle evolution. I had to show that one off, and the final evolution is really cool. I think I like the middle evolution more than the final evolution just in terms of this design, but I think the artist did a great job of kind of converting Grookey from having this little stick and actually making it kind of a sports type Pokemon, and being based on sports. So I'm not too rehearsed on how big cricket is in the UK. I know baseball's probably not that big there. So with that kind of considered, I don't know, but it could be really cool to see kind of a sports theme. I do think Scorbunny most likely follows the sports theme more so than Grookey does, but I can't rule out this design and this idea. I really love the way the artist used the same coloring from Grookey and really kind of expanded upon that throughout the evolutions. The face still kind of remains relatively close to the same. I just wish that that middle evolution had a better impact on the final evolution than what we see now. But I gotta say, like, in terms of middle evolutions, if this was exactly what the middle evolution looked like, I would think that that was a home run. Pun intended. That was, yeah, I gotta throw that one in there. But I really like this design. I think that the idea of going, you know, cricket or sports could be really cool. This one's a little bit different. We're looking at a grass and dark kind of evolution. I guess Rise Greymon here kind of took the approach that maybe Grookey is gonna have. There's a couple concepts where Grookey is a gorilla slash kind of Neanderthal-esque, like you know, pre-human kind of deal. But this is pretty interesting. It looks like Grookey is making some sort of noise with the rocks, potentially banging them together. And then Gongrilla he has as a dark type. And while I'm thinking that this is probably the least of the likely options, grass and dark would actually be really cool. We've seen this typing with Shiftry, but it could actually be a really, really cool type. I have a hard time thinking cute little Grookey is gonna turn into a dark type, if I'm being totally honest. But you never know, you never know. So this is a pretty cool design, and just wanted to show kind of an artist kind of concept of maybe it going to a dark typing. This design is absolutely tremendous. So this kind of really takes like that older monkey, almost reminds me of Ramos from X and Y, the Kalos grass type gym leader. It actually kind of looks like Ramos in a way. But this is kind of a design. I love the middle evolution here, and then I love the final evolution. His stick becomes essentially, well, he still has the stick in his head, but he has this giant kind of stick as a staff almost, and he's kind of like almost like a monkey, you know, kind of, I used the term earlier, shaman or like mage or whatever. That could actually be really cool. It would actually be really sick, kind of taking, I don't know if this is what the artist kind of kind of was aiming for, but the idea of almost like Delphox, where Delphox uses its wand, obviously, to use different special attacks. What if Grookey's final evolution used that like staff as a way to do that as well? So it almost is like a mage, but it's like a grass mage. I guess that's the only instance that I really see it turning into a grass and fairy type, but I can see grass and psychic perhaps. This one looks like it would probably be, if I had to guess, pure grass, but it can be a little difficult to kind of deduce what the artist was thinking, but love the idea. And you can see on the middle evolution, it almost grows out that little stick type tail. So we've seen a couple different artists kind of go that approach with that like stick-esque tail. This one, really cool. There's a couple concepts of the drummers, and I brought that up, and I think the drumming idea is definitely, in my opinion, probably what my gut says that that's the most likely of the situations, is Grookey ends up kind of turning into some sort of a drummer or some sort of a musician, and it uses that stick as a way to play the drum, and I love this. So I'm gonna be honest, and I mean this with no disrespect to the artist ever. I love the middle evolution. I do not like the final evolution. I just do not like how it looks, but I like the idea of the fact that it becomes like some sort of a drummer or some sort of a musician. I really thought that that was a cool concept and a cool idea, and I really would be pretty optimistic if that was the kind of end result of what Grookey is gonna be. I always have my reservations about these starters. As much as I like all three of them in their base forms, I know inevitably one of them is gonna get ruined in evolution, and it's gonna happen, and I hope it's not Grookey. I don't know who I want it to be. Someone's gonna get ruined. It's like, you know, what is it? Mary? Oh, we're not gonna get in that game. But yeah, Grookey, here you go with the drummer boy Grookey. This one is, I love this one. Grookey turns into this monstrous dark gorilla. I love it. He basically gets the cricket bat instead of having the stick. I thought this design, I don't know if this design reminds me necessarily of a Pokemon, if I'm being totally honest, but I love the direction the artist took. I love it. As someone who loves baseball, I'm a big baseball fan. This would be so cool. And I feel like this design that Ryan created here was the cool design. Normally there's like a really cool edgy type design that the starters will have. Greninja was that, you know, kind of an example there. But I feel like Decidueye was kind of that in you know, in Sun and Moon. So I think that this, if this was the design, oh my god, this would be really, really awesome. Like, I just love the idea. He's like super bulky. He's in a batting stance already, which is so cool as his pose. He's got the cricket bat, and he's got like eyes filled with determination. He's a dark type, and I think that that's super duper epic. Love this design. I've got this one here as well, which is another drummer. I like this drummer design a little bit more. I think if you kind of hybridize the two, Spyro's here decided to introduce the sound typing to Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I've been very adamant about the fact that I do not believe under any circumstance in the world that we were getting a new typing added to the game. But nevertheless, it could have sound type moves, maybe Boom Burst. Oh my god, imagine an ability that turns normal type moves into grass type moves and powers them up like Pixelate, and then you give it Boom Burst. Please! That would be incredible. But having kind of the little drummer vibes, he's got a little drum on his tail, he maybe hits the drum, kind of makes some sort of noises, maybe gets supersonic and Boom Burst, as I mentioned. There's a lot of potential there, so that could be really cool. Definitely some cool options there in terms of what we could see from Grookey's evolution. I've got another one. This artist was actually featured earlier in the video, but I really love this design on the middle evolution, and that seems to be the trend. But I love the idea of him like shooting rocks or like blow darts out of this like stick, dude? That's so cool. I will say his little head piece there looks way too Pansage-esque in the middle evolution. And then he turns into this giant gorilla with like these two big rods on his back, dude. He just grabs him and pulls a conch elder and just whacks things with him. I don't know if that's actually what's gonna happen, but I really like the idea. So I gotta say, I love the idea of him like taking that thing and just like shooting pebbles out or like blow darts or whatever. I think that would be pretty darn awesome if you ask me about Grookey, man. I gotta say, and then I gotta say one more design here. Had to show this one off. Neanderthal, which is kind of taking an approach of the Neanderthals or kind of final humans, kind of the piece, if you believe in evolution. Is that a thing? Do people not believe in evolution? I don't know. We're all Pokemon fans. I think we believe in evolution, but that's a topic for a different day. You believe whatever you want. I'm not here to judge. I'm just, anyway, evolution, you know, Neanderthals, you're growing, and yeah, we're gonna just move on to the design. This one, he's got a giant bat, which is kind of cool. I like that. I could see this being like a fighting type maybe, or even a dark type. I do tend to not necessarily like designs that are super gravitating in gender for the starters. I felt like Chestnut was very masculine, and I felt like Delphox was almost a little feminine. Obviously, Primarina was pretty feminine. Now, before someone jumps on me and says, you can't define them that way, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I mean, Chestnut's got a big burly, like, kind of facial hair thing, and if I was a female playing the game, I would be less likely to want a Chestnut on my team. Like my wife, for example, she had a Chespin and didn't want to ever evolve it. She just wanted a little Chespin because Chespin's cute. I don't know. I don't think Mr. Chestnut is that cute. But again, we're going into other topics I don't want to go into. I respect you and believe, and I just want to give everyone a hug, and we'll all be happy, man. That's where I'm going with that. But anyway, this video has gone absolutely off the rails, but it's okay, because it was good talks. It was good fun. I had a good time talking about it. I hope you guys did as well. Let me know your thoughts on these potential Grookey evolutions. What do you want to see out of Grookey and its final evolution in Pokemon Sword and Shield? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you want to see Scorbunny next, well, that's the final starter, so Scorbunny's next. It'll probably be Monday or Tuesday. I'll get you guys that video where we break down some awesome evolution possibilities for Scorbunny, the fire type starter. Thank you guys again for watching. Like the video, subscribe if you guys are new. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.